I almost fell victim to a scam. In this video, I'm going to tell you about it and how you can avoid it. Welcome to the Average Me channel. I'm Mark, and yesterday I almost fell victim to a scam. And if this can happen to me, this can happen to anybody. Now, I know you always hear people say that, but there's a reason I'm saying that. For those of you who watch this channel, you may know that for a living, I'm a public speaker, I'm a program facilitator, and although I'm not doing it now, for many years, one of the topics I spoke on was cons and swindles. So with my background and awareness of what's happening, if I can get taken, so can you. In order for this scam to be successful, in my case anyway, it had to be the perfect storm, meaning all the pieces had to line up, and boy, did they ever. So I'm going to tell you about everything that happened, why it was almost successful, and why it wasn't. Yesterday, I received a phone call. Now, typically, I won't answer the phone unless I know who's on the other end of the line. However, this time, I saw the phone call was originating from a city in which my daughter lives. So I picked up the phone. The person on the other end of the line told me they were a representative from Verizon. Now, I am a Verizon customer, so that's the second thing that had to line up in order for me to start to accept this scam as possible truth. And they told me that my account was about to be deactivated due to lack of payment. All right, now that seems a stretch. So let's back up a little bit and let me tell you about my recent history. Just under 3 weeks ago, my wife passed away. And about a week and a half ago, I took my car to the car wash. Now, I have one of those little stickers that I pay for every month that allows me unlimited washes. When I went through, they told me this is not working. It's not active. I said, why? They said, due to lack of payment. I said, but I have my credit card attached to this. And he looked and he said it was declined. Well, I looked into it, and what happened when my wife passed, they froze all credit cards and bank accounts that had her name associated with it, which is creating a whole nother can of worms that I'm not going to open up in this video. But that created a situation in my mind where I know why my Verizon bill is not getting paid, because whatever account it is linked to was very likely frozen. So I said to the person, what can we do to remedy this? I certainly don't want to lose my phone service. So I was already being reeled in. But normally it wouldn't have happened if all of these things were not falling into place. So she said to me, you can pay this right now if you have a debit card. I said, I have a credit card. I have a different credit card than has been associated with auto deductions up to this point. And she said, oh no, we need a debit card because a credit card takes 2 days to process and we won't be able to reactivate your line. That means it'll be dead for 2 days. This happened on a Saturday. So it was kind of making sense to me. It shouldn't have. There's a reason scammers use debit cards. Debit cards are dangerous. Debit cards are useful in a few situations. I'm not going to get into it right now. But for the most part, a debit card is really, really risky because once someone has that debit card information, two things can happen. Number one, they can completely deplete your bank account. Number two, even if they don't do that, any money they get, they already have. It's instantly transferred. So it's not a matter of like a credit card where you pay it monthly and you can contest a charge. With a debit card, they have the money. So now it's a situation in which you have to get that money back. So right now, when she said it has to be a debit card, her excuse kind of made sense. But I was starting to get a little suspicious now, even though I was being reeled in and everything was lined up. I said, is there no way I can use a credit card? She said, if you have a Citibank card, we can accept that. I still haven't figured out what is unique about Citibank, but I'm guessing that they must pay or distribute their funds on a daily basis. It must be something like that. Or maybe it's a large enough company that They're more likely to run into people that will have that card. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm going to look into it. But those were the two situations. And at this point, my training kicked in and I said, let me call your company. If you ever get a call of this type, don't try to solve it with that incoming call. Always make a call to the company yourself. You should be initiating that call. That way you know that it's real, it's legitimate. So that's what I did, and I found out it wasn't legitimate at all. My bill is not due until the 27th of the month, and yesterday when I got this call, it was much earlier in the month than that. So I realized it was a scam. Unfortunately, I did not turn over any information. But I'll tell you, when people are vulnerable, and it wasn't even with me working my emotions so much as it was working on my logic. I put everything together. First of all, I answered the phone because I thought it could be somebody I know. They got to me through my first line of defense when normally they wouldn't, because I typically don't take phone calls, as I said, from people I don't know. Second, it was my financial situation. I knew that some of my accounts had been frozen, so it was quite possible my bill did not get paid. And finally, where I caught them is when they insisted on a debit card. So I just thought I would share this with you. I would hate to see other people get taken by this type of scam. If it's happening to me, it's happening all over. If anyone ever calls, says there's a problem with an account, any account, whether it be utility bills, whether it be, stores that you're buying from, online, Amazon, anything at all, hang up and make the call yourself. Initiate the call yourself. Now, it might take a little longer to reach a customer service person. I understand that, but at least you know that it's going to be legitimate. And by the way, I still have my phone service and I still have all my money in my bank that I'm supposed to. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. As always, I encourage you to like, share, and subscribe. Ring the bell icon up above. That way you'll know when I post new videos. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you're having a good weekend. I'm Mark, and this is the Average Me Channel.